Well, welcome again to our weekly webinar. We've done, I think, three. This is the third one in 3 weeks. We're trying to increase the frequency of our weekly webinars. We had a hiatus from the beginning of the year. Actually, we had a webinar in January, but we had about a 3-month span there where we didn't actually do webinars. We've been focused on getting a lot of features done. And my name is Patrick. We're doing this webinar today about our latest releases, lots of really cool demos. We don't have a huge audience. I'm kind of surprised by this, but maybe it's because we've been doing so many releases lately with our new development orchestration using Claude Code and a bunch of other things. We've made more progress in the last 3 months, I think, than we made all of last year. And last year we made more progress than the previous year, significantly. In the previous year, we actually hired 3 people and made a lot of progress compared to the previous year of that, right? So this is like, we're talking about 2024 being a huge surge on top of 2023. And now with these new AI tools, 2025 and now 2026 have seen the acceleration continue. And obviously, all the humans are very busy trying to review the work that the AI is doing to implement this. We're reviewing UIs and making sure things work and code. Today, we're going to show you the updates for FormsDesigner, that's 5.6, as well as FormsViewer. And we're actually going to show Forms versioning. We have a bonus demo on the ribbon. So we have a ribbon now for FormsViewer, which also shows up in FormsDesigner. You have to configure it, enable it in FormsDesigner, although you can also do that, I believe, in the FormsViewer main page. We have 5 people here that are going to do demos, your favorite staff. I'm sure there's one of them. Who is your favorite staff right now? And then we'll ask you for questions. So first up is FormsDesigner. We're releasing 5.6 tomorrow, I believe. And I believe that 5.5 also had these 2 features. Maybe there's a few minor things. We've got a few updates to Rules Inspector that Nima is going to talk about. And he's also going to demo Command Builder. And then we'll have Samyong show us how to create copy of view in FormsDesigner. Nima, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I want to ask, have you ever had any challenges with InfoPath Rule Inspector? If you, yeah, if you
Yes.
have, I'm gonna show. I've opened the same form both in InfoPath and the FormsDesigner. First of all, if I open the InfoPath Rule Inspector, it has the print button and expand and collapse buttons, and it will only shows the list of the rules. And as you can see, for actions in this form, it shows a processing error message. And if I open the same form in FormsDesigner, first of all, I can have access to Role Inspector both in Form tab using this button and in Rules pane header. It will also open the Role Inspector. And as you can see, first of all, it shows a warning buttons here, which is it means there is some rules which has errors or problem in my form, and I can click on this button and it will filter those rules. And this icon show the actual problem with the rules. For example, for this validation rules, I have to set the condition. If yeah, as you can see, there isn't any condition for this rule. Also, we have this data source dropdown, which filters all rules regarding to a data connection. For example, if I select the Qdabra rules, it will show only the Qdabra rules, data connection nodes rules. We have these stop icons for those rules which this option are active for. And also we can find, let me just show our rules, and we can find rules using field names and things like that. For example, if I type admin here, it will show all rules and highlight them that has admin in both rule name or maybe in conditions and actual actions.
And this was not
Press
supported in InfoPath Designer, right?
no.
Cool.
And yeah, and also I can use this replace button, which allows me to replace an expression in the rule inspector without referring to rules one by one. Can change admin to admins, or yeah, and also I can use these options to only replace this expression to rule names or conditions or values and expression or just a message. And we have this find and replace preview into the right pane, which show the results before and after replace. And you can make sure everything is okay. And I think that's it for
How do
rule
you edit?
inspector.
How do you edit something inline? Like, how do you just edit something from the rule inspector? Like that's also a feature that was not supported in Forms Designer, right? Or I'm sorry, InfoPath Designer.
Yeah,
But we support that now.
yeah,
You can just go in and edit something, right?
yeah. We can just click on this edit icon and change the rule name, or, for example, screen tip for this
That's
validation
really
rule.
cool.
Yeah.
And Mel, what do you think of this? I mean, you do a lot of forms, and like we're constantly hunting for the rule, right? Do you think this will be helpful?
Yeah, it will be very helpful because as a Forms designer, the first thing that I look for, especially when dealing or handling a new template, a totally brand new template that I have no idea how it works, right? I go to the rule inspector and check what's going on, and they never found any success with InfoPath Designer having those processing instructions most of the time, especially for complex templates. Find and replace too is very good addition. I'm able to search and see the rules fast.
Oh, so you're already using it. That's great.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Yeah. How long is it? It's been out since the last release, right? Like 2 weeks ago? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Nima. Great job, Nima. So do you want to continue with the command builder? I know this is a new feature that is kind of related to rules, right? Because we use Q rules. We have this special library. And actually, before we go to that, Mel, let's actually switch to you and talk about what Q rules are again for those people who may have forgotten or may never have known what Q rules is. I was going to do this after the command builder, but I think it might be better to do it before. Mel, do you want to talk to this slide and then we'll switch to your screen?
Okay. So yeah, Curals, we created this. It's a library of built-in commands. Right now we've got 60 plus. So um, anything that you, for example, I'm thinking of a great example here, date formats. Like you cannot format dates out of the box in InfoPath Designer and in InfoPath without writing your own code. So we created this library of commands using some script that you just need to specify the rule, know the command syntax, write default stock rule, right? format date in this case, and then point to fields in your form, and it will,
Sorry, I know we're going to do a quick demo here of that, but historically, Curls was created, and I want to say it was 2005, and the purpose was to give InfoPath the commands, the features that never had, like inserting a row into a table, or submitting, repeating data to a child list in SharePoint, and generating a globally unique ID, a GUID. And then we kept adding to it. We had customers ask us to add all kinds of features. And the original Curls, I think, had about 160 different commands. Most of them were math functions for doing financial calculations and things like that. But there was a core set of about 60. I think we might be closer to 80 today. Did you actually search this, Mel? I think the 60 plus number might be a little bit old. We're not quite at the same level as we were with Curls, because we just haven't had a need for all these esoteric Excel functions that we added to Curls. But I think we're probably closer to 80 now. Jimmy, do you know?
No, I haven't checked the count recently.
Yeah. So Mel, can you show people how to create, or your quick format date demo?
Yeah. Let me share out here.
So it's basically filling these gaps in InfoPath. And FormsViewer has all the Curls commands that, well, not all of them, but it has all the ones that are used built in. So there's no extra, like originally Curls was a static link library. It was basically something you added as a DLL, a dynamic link library, to your forms. You'd inject your XSN with it, and the form would then have all this extra functionality that we petitioned Microsoft in the early days to add all these things, and they said they were, and then they never did. So we just ended up creating this plugin. So you just inject this Curls library into your form. It was code, right? And it was all code, and then your form could actually call these commands. So then when we launched Qdabra Forms in 2015 or so, after Microsoft announced that they were deprecating InfoPath, we thought, well, we'll just make Curls like part of the default functionality. You won't have to inject anything. In fact, we still do. Up until now, we've had this switch to give customers the ability to decide to inject Curls. But we've made a decision in the last couple of weeks where we're just going to automatically make it available to everyone, if you use it or not. Sorry, Mel, continue, please.
Thank you. That's right. So yeah, here's a quick demo form that I have tossed for today's webinar. We've got some date commands here, format date. We've got some sorting and a repeating table going on, and lastly, the render form. So starting with the date commands here, it's one of the common commands, like I mentioned before, where you're able to format your date. So let's just show here. So it's going to take the start date. So I have January 15th, and I want to format it to look more like in a friendly format. So let's click on format date. And now it's just, I'm following the date that I selected, the format that I selected there. If I just do I think this is the most common format, and then switching back to just the year first. So yeah, that works right away. Down here, I added the Curls execution history, and it's showing you how those commands or the command syntax looks like when I executed those 3 times. And I can also calculate this one uses the date def command, and it calculates the difference between 2 dates. So if I just click on this right away, we got here days between January 15th. It's a negative number because it's using start date as the first. But if I just go here and do like a future date, let's just try that again. Now there's 84 days between those 2 dates that I specified, and it's useful if you're like building something like a calendar of some sort.
And you can put in an option to exclude the weekend, right?
So you have different parameters for that as well, and exclude holidays too, things like that. Yeah, and then moving on to the sort table command, we see that our table is kind of disorganized here. Hopefully, clicking on this button, sort by name, would work. Let's see. Sort by name. Okay, I've got an error there. The order pattern. Okay, I got it fixed. Oh, it should be ASCRD. I wrote the full word. So those kinds of errors are very easy to fix. So here I can see my command. I specified order in a full word, and it only accepts just the abbreviation there.
Can
And
you
that's,
show the insert Curls command
yeah.
here, Mel? Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, the next demo for an email, but let me show you real quick. This is how handy this next feature is going to be. So I just click here, insert Carol's command. And yeah, exactly what happened. I forgot how to use the sort table command. So I look that up, and then here I can see the optional parameters, the order is what I want. So I do see these in friendly names. So if I pick ascending at the bottom here in the preview, then I can see, okay, this is the right value for it. And I don't really have
Why
to.
didn't you use that to create it?
I was in a hurry. Okay.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, so I don't really need to remember that because I can just copy it from there. Or let's say that I built my entire thing here, required parameters. I got to select my row, which is my employee repeating table here, repeating group, and then the compare field. The field to compare is the employee name. Okay, so this builds my entire command. And again, I don't need to memorize. I just copy it. And actually clicking OK right here, I believe would replace my formula here, right here, if I'm not mistaken. But Nima can talk about that further. So let's just click OK here and save and click open to
Why is
see.
employee name got the date? That's strange. Oh, that's right. You're sorting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
right.
sorry.
I
So
I
now if I
was
do sort by name, it was actually sorted already before. So I'm just gonna reinsert more here. I would say Patrick. And again, okay, here we go. So it sorts.
Hey,
It's
nice
working.
job.
Yeah,
Way to
amazing.
go.
Lastly is the render form command here, just clicking generate PDF here. Again, one of the common commands because people aren't able to create PDFs out of their forms, right? So this uses my default view, which is what we just saw, what we've been just demoing. And this is a PDF that I can use.
And Jimmy's going to show later how to inline attachments. So
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so great. Thanks, Phil. So let's quickly go to Nima, who's going to show us this new feature. Nima, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. I want to talk about more about the command builder. Currently, we have to use the legacy designer in FormsViewer actually to use the command builder. And as you can see here, we can select the commands and finally generate and copy the command and use
Go
in
to
our form.
format date. Show the same command that Mel showed. And thanks, Misty, for joining us. We have a pretty small audience today, just 4 of you. Thanks for being here. Feel free to ask questions. And I think the first question we were going to ask here was, has anyone used this legacy command builder? And you can just raise your hand or do a thumbs up if you have. Of those 4 people that I mentioned, Misty has for sure. So we finally are getting rid of the last remaining feature in the FormsDesigner legacy command builder thing here. And then we're going to get rid of this unless there's something else that we should keep around because we have the SharePoint list mappings. I don't know if we have JSON XML builder. Maybe we don't. Maybe we need to think about that, Jimmy. But we have rule editor. We have obviously a much more functional rule editor. We have the data connections and everything else. This was the old 1.0 version of the FormsDesigner, which we kind of deprecated about 4 years ago. But we've kept it around because of this one thing, mainly the command builder tab, because we didn't have a replacement for it. Now Nima's showing you the replacement for that. So that's the reason why we did this. His replacement is so much better. Sorry, Nima, keep going.
Yeah, thank you. So if I go to the FormsDesigner, we can access to command builder both in Heroes tab. You can just launch the command builder from here and generate the command, just like the Men's demo, and copy your command and use it. Or also you can, for example, if I select this button and add a action rule, which has action with run a Heroes command, and then edit the formula. In formula editor, we have insert Heroes command. You can just filter and select the command. It will show the command description and the required parameters with red asterisk. And I can select fields in, let's use the user, both in static, and if I select the dynamic, I can also use this drop down to select fields from another data connections. Let's see. For example, this one. And we have optional parameters, which some of them are as a drop-down options or input text. Again, we can select dynamic and select a field, or just add the value. And I'm gonna add the temp value here. And if I click OK, it will populate the formula in the formula editor, the command in the formula editor. And also I can add more Heroes command here again. For example, I'm gonna to give value from another Heroes command, for example, the get value. And maybe the default data source and this field. So it's just an example that you can use multiple command inside the. Oh, sorry, I forgot to select the node, but you can use multiple command in FormsDesigner. Actually, combine them together.
So what happened there? Did you make him? Is there a bug, or did you actually? Because I mean, users might make the same mistake you made. Can you go back and is this a bug?
Maybe I need to check, but let's see.
It'd be nice if there's a way to go back too.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. So it didn't have, yeah, you selected the static text before. Maybe that was the difference.
Maybe.
You definitely need to maybe put a warning. Sorry, Jimmy, go ahead.
If he's trying to nest commands inside each other, it's not going to work.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll need to work on that and another improvement here. But because we definitely have customers who do that. Yeah, there we go. There's the bug. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's copy this and let's create a case, Nima. Thanks for sorry everyone. We are demoing live stuff here and it hasn't gone to production yet. But we'll get this bug fixed before the rollout tomorrow or next Monday if we need to wait another day. Thanks for your patience as we go through that. But this is why you know it's a live demo, is because we get stuff like that. So you know that we're actually no smoke and mirrors here. It's if it looks like smoke, it's probably fire. Um, thanks, Seema. Great job. And you've been incredible at testing all the work that all the devs have been doing, and now you've recently become a developer. So way to go. Samyong, we've got this feature request from GDIT a couple weeks ago to copy a view. Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah.
Or demo it? Or
Yeah,
both?
I'm just yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, so so this is a feature request that was requested by one of our clients from Zedit. And so what this new feature that we have added to FormsDesigner would help us achieve is that whenever we want to create a new view based on some current view. We want everything. If you want everything there in the new view, then what InfoPath Designer provide us is the way to Control C, copying all of the things in a view and creating a new view, and with Control V, pasting all of the content from previous view to the next view. So that is what InfoPath Designer provides us, the way to create a new view, based a copy of a new view,
So
current view.
you're saying that the way to create, I remember this, but in Interpath Designer days, the only way to copy a view was to do Control A. Why don't you just go to Interpath Designer? Do you have it open?
No, I'm
Mel,
finding
can you
hard.
share, Joe?
Okay.
Yeah, I think let's just show people what it used to be like. So
Yeah. If I
we
want
got
to create a new view that has the same, so I only have one view here. So new view, duplicate, and delete everything, and then copy it. Oh, can't delete that. So view on, Control A. Not even able to Control A. Let me open a new template.
why can't you Control A?
I don't know, maybe InfoPath Designer is bugging already.
Oh my gosh.
It's not letting me.
Things are stopping to work already. That
Just
doesn't make
try
any sense though,
expensive.
because that
Okay, here let's control. Yeah, it's not letting me. Maybe my keyboard is
wow.
defective.
Wait, no, you have to click somewhere first.
No, I clicked inside. Yeah, let me try one more. This is in the Qdabra chat.
That's weird.
Or
I guess we haven't done this recently. This is kind of an esoteric feature that a customer asked for. But it used to be that you'd Control A,
yeah,
select everything.
Yeah, clicking inside the canvas. Control A doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go outside to the main, Jimmy, do you know why this was not working anymore?
Nope, this is the first time hearing of it.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
so I mean, okay, there we go, Mel, you got it.
yeah, I just did manual select table. Then let me just create a new view and duplicate.
Yeah, it's working for me.
Interesting. Delete what's there, the default table.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete.
You're so used to FormsDesigner,
Maybe
you
my
can't use.
shortcut is just messed up right now. My clipboard or something. Sorry. Get demo.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're so used to using FormsDesigner that you've forgotten how to use Simplified Designer. That's amazing.
It's broken for me.
All right, okay, so sorry, let's go back to Samyang and show the better way to do this. Samyang, thank you.
Yeah, so we get the idea, the way in InfoPath Designer is to select or copy all of the content from current view, creating a new view and pasting also content to a new view. And so we have added a new way to do that, which is just duplicating the current view. And this is the feature that I don't think we can find in InfoPath Designer. So for this, if we want to create a new copy of this view, what we've got to do is select the view that we want to duplicate. Go to the View tab and click this Duplicate View button, and it will automatically create and suggest a new name that is it will append copy to the current view name, and you can just click OK, and it will create a new view. As you can see, that a new view has been created here. And yeah, so this is the way we can duplicate a view in a Forms Designer now.
Excellent. Way to go. All right, so we've got a lot of demos tonight. We're going along. Sorry, everyone. We're going to try and wrap this up in the next 15 minutes or so. Thanks for your patience, and let's just go to the next slide here. So, yeah, thanks to Judith for that suggestion 2 weeks ago. Should be out in next week's release. And now let's talk about FormsViewer. We actually got 3 demos here, 2 by Sweta and then 1 by Jimmy. And then we're going to be done here. And if you got questions, you can ask us. But first off, Sweta is going to talk about form versioning. Sweta, are you ready?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'll quickly share my screen. So I'm going to demo 2 features, forms versioning and ribbon setting. So the versioning feature is one of the most requested feature during our training, because when you are working with forms, you make mistakes, you change multiple fields, business logic, and with forms versioning, you can basically roll back to the previous version and audit your forms. So I have uploaded a new form in FormsViewer, and we have a section over here that says I do not have an active draft, and there is a create draft button over here. So when I click this, it opens the current published version in FormsDesigner. So let's see the current published version over here. Okay, so this is what the form looks like. Now we have added a new section over here that says ribbon. So please let us know how many of your forms have ribbon settings. So when I click this, we have this enable ribbon UI, and I'm going to enable this. Under this section, we have multiple settings. So we have open, save as, print, views, and close. So I'm going to keep all these settings enabled.
And these are buttons, right? These are buttons that appear
yes,
in the ribbon, right? Okay.
Yes, these are the buttons. So we have this auto save feature in FormsDesigner as well. I think this is also one of the features request from training. So when I open this, it will add a ribbon in my form. So thanks to Mails, he created this very nice UI in FormsViewer. So we have this section called view. So when I click this all view, it toggles the view in the form. And now I'm going to open, save, and save as. So let's do a round trip. First, I'm going to add some values here in the form. Let me add my email and my number. Okay, so when I click on save as, this will open the file explorer, and the default file name will be the template name and XML. So let me just save this. Okay, it says file saved successfully. Now let me again refresh the page. And when I try to open the same XML, so we have the values over here. I can make some changes and save this again. So this will make update to the same XML file. And we also have close here. So when I close this, this will close the form. Now let me move back to the update template page, and let's refresh. So we have a new section over here. It says you have an active draft. Now what I can do is I can publish the draft from either from FormsDesigner or from FormsViewer. So in Designer, under the Save drop down, we have a Publish option. And we get a setting over here that says Publish New Version. And we can also see the previous version from this drop down. And the another way is to publish from FormsViewer. So I can click on this. I can also change the version number. Let's give it a name, webinar demo, and some comment.
We do have some work coming soon that's going to auto document the changes.
Save. Let's publish this. Okay. Now, if I open this published version, we have the ribbon in our form. And if I see the version history, this is the latest one that I just published. It says webinar demo. If I click on this, we have the comment as well. Now, let's say if I want to roll back to the template without the ribbon settings, what I can do is I can click on this 3-dot icon that says restore. And I can give a name here, store version 1, no ribbon. Okay, let me see the version history again. So we have the version number, and it also says restored from which version, the version number. We have the comment over here. And if I open the published version again, there is no ribbon setting here. And we can also download the previous version, open the previous version in FormsViewer. We can also create a draft from the previous version, not just the published one. So in this way, it makes easier to audit and roll back to the previous versions.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, this is great. And what about, and I think the next thing we're going to be looking at is documentation, or auto documenting the changes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when we are, we'll try to document the things between the previous draft, published version and the latest published version.
Way to go. Great demo. Sweta. Awesome job.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Sweta? Let's take we're trying to wrap up the long update for you here. And we've got still at least one more demo left, and that's Jimmy with rendering attachments. Once again, another customer request. Yeah, so Sweta basically, this goes way beyond SharePoint versioning, I think, in the sense, maybe it's the same functionality, but we probably should do a comparison. I think that SharePoint versioning doesn't allow you to start from the previous versions. Maybe it does now. But anyway, you saw the UI that's sort of demoed, and please let us know if you have any questions on this. It is great to see this finally get implemented because of the safety net, the ability to roll back to the last known good. Yeah, and then Jimmy, do you want to talk about the why and the wherefore, why we're doing this feature, and then demo it?
Sure. So we had a customer with a request that they wanted to actually include attachments in line inside the PDF. So they had a form where people, I think, send letters of resignation, and they wanted to include those in line with the rendered form. So so we implemented that, and now we have support for a wide array of different attachment types. It's pretty cool. So I'm just going to show that off here. So here I've got my simple little demo form and a folder full of files of all types. So we support the main 4 types of images: PNG, GIF, JPEG, maybe BMP, I'm not sure. We support markdown files, and so they're all the rage these days. We render them as formatted text and include them. Word documents, PDFs, you include a PDF in a PDF. Email and message files, these are 2 different kinds of email formats. Text files and spreadsheets. So I'm just gonna grab all these files and drop them in, and just put my name here so show that we are rendering the actual form content. I got the sort of wide text there because I'm in Japanese edit mode, but okay. And then I just click this render button. And it's going to take a couple of seconds because it's rendering all those different files, but it should be done pretty soon. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so we can see, so each attachment starts from a fresh page. So images are sort of centered in their page. This is the rendered markdown file. I think this is this is the document, the Word document, and then there's a PDF with the same content as the Word document. Here's an email. We include the from, from, the date, the subject, all that, and also images within the email. And the same for that other email format. And here is my text file, and then the spreadsheet. So I think it's a pretty cool feature, and hopefully some of you here can think of some good uses for it.
Awesome. Thanks for short and sweet, beautiful demo. And we're about ready to ask everyone if they've got questions for us. I don't think we have anything left. We just demoed the rule inspector, the command builder, duplicating views. We also showed you Q rules. Obviously, everyone should know what Q rules are by now, but if you didn't, Mel gave a good demo of that before we showed the command builder, before Nima showed the command builder. Sweta talked about form versioning, and she gave a bonus demo of the ribbon. And she did a great job of combining those two demos. And then Jimmy showed the PDF attachments. So we're pretty much done with our webinar today. If you've got questions for us, this is a great time to ask. We'd love to hear from you, even if it's just thanks or hey, why did you miss this? Or, love to hear your feedback. And we're here to answer your questions live, obviously. We do a pretty good job of responding very quickly, like within maybe 30 to 40 minutes for, I think on average, that's our, I think that might be our SLA. It's not our published SLA, it's the reality of what we do. We don't actually commit to that time frame. We usually do 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours or 24 or 48 hours or something like that. But the team is here and we are getting busier. So we're seeing an uptick in customers coming back. Customers we demoed to a year ago saying, I'm ready to migrate. And we only have a few migration slots left. It really depends on the size of the migrations. But we just got a huge one, like literally yesterday. We've got 2 new customers this week. We had like 2 new customers last week. So there's a lot of stuff coming in because of Microsoft's end date, which is May 18th to update InfoPath forms in SharePoint. And then it's July, I think it's 14th or so. And they're just going to stop opening XML forms. So finally, people are actually realizing that they need to do something. And we're going to run out of migration slots here very soon. Given the current trajectory. And we may have to stop doing webinars because we'll be so busy. But we're committed to doing at least, I think, 3 or 4 more webinars in the next month, including Hillary's webinar on April 30th. She's resigning. She says she's going to take a break from tech. She's been with us 18 years. She's going to do a final webinar on April 30th showing the latest DBXL updates. And I think we're doing a webinar next week as well, right, Mel, on the new PDF to XSN tool, right? We've got a tool that allows you to take a PDF and create a new, Qdabra Forms XSN from that. I think that might be next week. Is that right, Mel?
I think so too.
And so that's going to be the 20. Sorry, I gotta do the math here. 23rd.
Yes,
This
right.
is 7 days before the 30th, and then Hillary on her final day here is going to give a webinar on the DBXL update. Now, the last time we actually pushed DBXL to production, I think, was literally December of 2022. Is that right, Jimmy?
Sorry, the last time we did what?
We pushed DBXL to production.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. It's been quite a while. I mean, we've been sort of putting out. We basically sort of provide DBXL builds on request. So
Yeah.
Whatever is the latest people usually get. But we
Excellent.
haven't done an official release yet.
Okay, that's actually better news because we're going to be doing an official release for everyone. Instead of just doing private releases, we'll do a public release for DBXL. And Hillary's going to be talking about all the features that are in that. And there are a lot, actually. So I highly recommend everyone come on April 30th to wish Hillary a farewell and see the latest DBXL updates. And then we'll have a couple more webinars, hopefully in May, before we get slammed with customer migration requests. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank everyone for doing the demos. Any questions for us? I don't see any questions, but I see comments. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Pete. Great to have you guys here. Thanks, Misty. We love you. Harrison, we love you. And we'll be here again next week. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Awesome job. Hearts to
Thank
everyone.
you.
I need to react.
Thank you, everyone.
Awesome job, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.